everybody, it is your girl here, Genuinely Divine, coming at you today with some important information. Yay me. As you guys can see down below, I have a merch shelf now. I'm super excited. So if you guys would like to support this channel in any type of way, check out the merch down below, you guys, and hopefully you'll buy a t-shirt or something. I will be so excited, and I think I did a really good job on the design. Hope you guys like it. Those of you who are new to my channel, please click that subscribe button and click that little notification bell right next to it so that you never miss an upload from me. I do create videos every week. I do at least one video every single week. So yeah, if you don't want to miss any of my content, go ahead and turn it on. Also, you guys, I would like to say thank you guys so much for the support of this channel. And with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and let's get into our video. Hey everybody, it is your girl here, Genuinely Divine, coming at you today with a video all about the Aquarius woman in love with a Gemini man. What happens when these two come together to form a love relationship? Is it a match made in heaven, or is it a match that heaven somehow rejected? Aquarius woman. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, also is actually ruled by Saturn, co-ruled by Uranus, depending on what astrology system you're using. Aquarius is masculine air energy. This is a fixed sign also, which means that they don't adapt to changes very well. You know, they usually like to have some type of stability. They like structure, and whatever they fixate their minds to, that's usually what they really go after, and it's very hard to deter them from their goals, you know, their dreams and their ambition. They're usually very fixated on what they want. They rule the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of the humanitarians. They are the water barriers. They are the type of people who deal with groups of people far greater than they do with one-on-one relationships. The 11th house is also the house of our hopes, our dreams, and our wishes, right? It is the house of friendship. Gemini man. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a fast-moving, young, energetic planet. It is the fastest moving planet of all the planets. It is the youngest of all the planets as well. Mercury is so full of intelligence that is ridiculous. So Gemini tends to be extremely intelligent. All air signs has an air of intelligence. Gemini rules the 3rd house. The 3rd house is the house of communication, short distance travel, electronics, things of that nature, you know, mathematics, you know, like just numbers. Mercury deals with numbers, you know. So Gemini man tends to be really good with numbers, is really good with speaking. A lot of times, you know, they have the gift of gab, where they can just talk about anything, and they can be very extremely intelligent when it comes to mathematics, you know, or just good with numbers altogether, however, you know. So when these two come together, they form this wonderful friendship where they are so into each other. They can communicate for days, for hours, and hours on top of hours, and they never get bored, because again, both of these signs are signs of intelligence. Aquarius woman being the innovator, always wanting to create or make something different. She's always thinking about, you know, ways that the world can be changed. So that can be a conversation that she likes to talk about. Gemini is the communicator, so he can communicate about anything. So whatever Aquarius wants to talk about, Gemini is willing to talk about it with her. And that means the world to Aquarius woman, because Aquarius woman can be a futuristic thinker, where she's thinking about things that are far ahead of our generation, and sometimes people don't always understand her. But Gemini men seem to really understand her idealism, and feels that connection where he feels like, wow, I finally met my match. And so does Aquarius woman. She feels the same way. And this is a really nice pairing at the beginning. They can actually get an orgasm from mental stimulation, because Gemini really thrives on relationships that are good with communication. You know, Gemini man wants to be with a woman that he can talk to, have a conversation with. You know, he wants to be able to talk, because they love to talk. Aquarius woman wants the same thing, but it's a little bit different. Aquarius woman wants a man that can stimulate her mind as well as her body. She wants to be with a man who understands who she are and accepts her for who she is, because Aquarius woman can be a tad bit detached, you know, when it comes to one-on-one relationships, and sometimes she can give off that cold factor, but in all actuality she can be very warm in her relationships also. Gemini being a dual sign, sometimes they have a lot of dual activity going on in their life, so it's very difficult to pin down Gemini men. So when these two actually come together and really try to build a stable foundation in their relationship, sometimes they may find that there's a difficultness that comes into play when they're trying to form a stable, solid relationship that's based on romance. And the reason why I say that is because air, both of these signs are air. They have the air element going on. Air is shallow and air has no substance, so it's very difficult to hold air, right? And if you do hold it, what do you get? You still get almost absolutely nothing, right? There will be no reason to hold it. You know, it just becomes air that is, you know, the air just becomes contaminated if you hold it. And when you're to release it, it's just contaminated air, right? These two will definitely want to have something more in their chart to help them out, you know, with building that stable foundation, that long-term relationship value that they would love to have, I'm sure, because they are like the best of friends, the best communicators, and that part is so strong that it will make them want to continue on in the relationship. Now, when it comes to matters of trust, both of these signs can be the type of people who can be honest. Aquarius woman will definitely be honest in a relationship, because Aquarius rules individuality. So she feels like being your individual self, there's no need to lie about anything. There's no need to lie, you know. So Aquarius women tend to be really honest, you know, honest to a fault, you know. Now, Gemini men, on the other hand, that's a different story. Now, I'm not saying that Geminis can't be honest, but Geminis tend to have dual activity going on. Gemini is polar opposite to Sagittarius, which means that Sagittarius is buried within Gemini. Sagittarius are the roamers. They have beasts and they have men. Gemini is ruled by the twins, which means that one twin may be okay in a monogamous relationship. The other twin may not be. You know, one twin is all about humanity, you know, living in the world. And the other twin can be more of the animalistic side, you know, where they do want to roam. You know, they want to roam and do different things. You know, they don't want to be confined to one relationship or one type of relationship, you know. So with Gemini having dual activity going on, it can be a point where they may lie, not because they want to hurt their Aquarius woman and not be truthful with them, but because their behavior may not be the behavior that is accepted by everyone, you know. And so with that being said, sometimes Gemini may withhold information that will seem like a lie in the relationship if Aquarius woman finds out something's going on that wasn't mentioned to her in the beginning of the relationship. Now, one thing I feel about this pairing is that these two can find a way to be very honest with each other, mainly because Aquarius makes Gemini man feel very comfortable with who he is and how he is. And with that freedom, I feel like Gemini will open up, will be the type of person to be honest with his Aquarius woman. Because again, Aquarius woman is futuristic, and she's the type of person, she's going to give her mate, her Gemini man, the freedom that he needs to, you know, express who he is, because she loves her freedom just as he loves his freedom. So I believe with them both allowing each other to have the freedom that they deserve, this is the type of relationship that they want, so they can be very honest in the relationship. So I don't think trust would be a factor in this relationship. So I mean, of course there are other factors to look at in the whole astrological chart, but this being based on Aquarius and Gemini, I can just see them really being able to open up to each other and be honest with each other about many different things, because they both feel like they're different, and you know, they don't always fit in like they will want to fit in. So Aquarius being so different and socially awkward, Gemini being different in their ways of living, their ways of thinking, their sexuality sometimes. Also, Geminis deal with a lot of things that they don't always want to express with others. Okay, so yeah. When it comes to matters of the emotions, this is gonna be difficult for Aquarius woman and Gemini men, and mainly because again, air is shallow, it has no substance. If they don't have like earth or water in their Mars, their Venus placements, or their rising, there is gonna be kind of difficult for them to build really strong bonds in the relationship. Earth is, you know, earth is that stability, it is the foundation, you know, it is the body. Water, it is our subconscious, you know, it is our emotion, it is what bonds us to people. Air is our breath, you know, this is how we breathe when we must breathe in order to be alive, right? Fire is the passion, you know, it's what it gives us that sense of feel. It is what makes it is what helps us to feel things. So if there's not enough earth and water and fire combination in these charts, especially in the Mars and Venus placements, then it's gonna be very difficult for these two to bond or find that strong bond. You know, it will be more like a really nice friendship where they get along with each other very well, but sometime in the maturation of the relationship, they're gonna have to be a sense of bonding. Otherwise, the relationship will begin to fade away, because of the simple fact there's nothing there to hold the relationship together. So I do suggest that Aquarius woman and Gemini men get a synastry chart done, so that you guys can really see if, you know, how compatible you guys can really be. You guys are compatible as friends, like you can be the best of friends, but when it comes to romantic love on the surface, you guys will definitely have to go deeper into your chart to find out, you know, other placements that will give you guys that connection that you need. Okay, when it comes to the bedroom, these two can be like so amazing, especially in the beginning. Like the sex is incredible, like they just cannot really get enough of each other, because Gemini is very physical, they're very active, you know. So Gemini men is very good in the bedroom, so they're gonna give their all and they're very active. Okay, so Aquarius woman is the same, you know, both carry masculine energy. Masculine energy is projected outwardly, which means that they are the type of people they love to engage in sexual activities. So these two can really have a great time, but as the relationship matures into long term, then the bedroom aspect can lose its vitality, you know, at some point in time, because again, if there's not enough water, fire and earth, in this chart, if this is just an airy chart for both parties, then everything will begin to fade away. And in order for you guys to really have a long lasting relationship, one that is filled with bonding and everything else you need, because the communication, you guys have that. No other relationship can really top it, you know, because you guys have that factor. And it's like, if I would give it a percentage, it would be like 100%, you know, or 110% when it comes to communication. When it comes to trust, I will give it 75, like 85%, you know, not a big issue. When it comes to emotions, I will have to give it like 40% because it's not enough there. When it comes to the bedroom, I will give it 60% because of the simple fact it is amazing in the beginning. But as time progresses, if there's nothing there to help stimulate those bonds, then it can just all fade away, and then it's like you guys are left with nothing but communication. And unfortunately, communication alone is not enough to hold a relationship together. Aquarius women tend to be really detached a lot of times in relationships. She can be, because Aquarius are better dealing with groups. They're not really good in one-to-one relationships, although they may think they are, but they're not, because of the simple fact that they want to save the world. You know, they want to deal with helping people. They are the humanitarians, you know. They want to be an individual, and being an individual is cool if you know how to, you know, be an individual in your free time and then be a part of someone else, you know, when it's time to be in a relationship, you know. And I don't think Aquarius people know how to separate that. A lot of times they don't, which means that the person on the receiving end of Aquarius woman's qualities, they feel sometimes neglected. And I feel like in this compatibility, someone at some point in time will feel like they need something more, and once that start coming into play, that is when the relationship will begin to start fading out of the romance stage and, you know, falling more into a friendship, you know. So I think the ending result of this compatibility would be a wonderful friendship if there's nothing else in the chart that will hold it together, give you guys the elements that you need to build really strong bonds together to have that long-lasting relationship. So the question is it a match made in heaven, or is it a match that heaven somehow rejected? This is a difficult one to call, but if I have to just give it one, it would be a relationship that heaven rejected. But remember guys, this is just Aquarius and Gemini together, okay? This is not looking at your whole chart. So the whole chart may be a relationship made in heaven, who knows? And with that being said, you guys, I wish you so much love, peace, and many wonderful, wonderful, wonderful blessings. Bye.
Shine on me, shine on me.